Creating Opportunities is the regional family network for Marion, Polk, and Yamhill County. We provide advocacy support, we do parent trainings and social events for families experiencing disabilities. For the family network side of our organization, there's absolutely no criteria. There's no need to have a specific diagnosis in order to receive support from our office or to join in on the activities and the parent trainings that we have. So there's no eligibility requirement.
Families who don't yet have a diagnosis, their child might just have a learning disability. We get a lot of families whose children are diagnosed with like ADHD, have children with dual diagnosis like mental health and developmental conditions of a variety of sorts. I just love that we don't require any paperwork. There's no barriers. Every family is welcome regardless. They don't even have to have a diagnosis at all. They can just say, my child's kind of struggling a little bit. We're not quite sure what's going on, and can we access the family network? And the answer is always yes.
I've seen families where, they first arrive, they'll start the process where they now have support, and then you start to see this change in them. Fast forward into the future, those same families who were not feeling strong are now showing other families how they can be strong, how they can advocate for their family, how they can advocate for their child. You start with one family being strengthened, and then the entire community can then be strengthened, knowing that they're in this together.
Oftentimes when you are looking at an individual and trying to identify kind of what's going on or the services that are out there and available, it's usually singular just for the individual. Creating Opportunities is a family network. We're looking at the whole family. So it's not always just trying to find resources for the individual who experiences the disability, but trying to identify support and resources for the family. Oftentimes those are people who are missed. Giving a word of support, I understand, I've been there, sometimes is like you're running a mile in their shoes.
I'm usually the first point of contact when families are new to Creating Opportunities. Most of the time, especially if they're new or they have a new diagnosis, even undiagnosed, but they're just so overwhelmed in their life, they're feeling lost and alone in this whole journey that they're faced with now. What I appreciate seeing is that once the family has that consultation with Family Network, they'll come out of the meeting refreshed. I have a direction, I know where to go, I know where to start. I have hope.
I think one of the things that we're known for are our cool events. I think we put a lot of creativity in our events, and I think families always enjoy that we have theme events. This last one was You Are My Sunshine, and we also do a lot of activity kits that we started during the pandemic. That's been a huge hit for families. I love seeing the relationships that families build with one another at the events. There's just natural friendships that develop because everyone understands each other. I love that our events are welcoming to everybody in the family. We're family members. We all have some lived experience in our families with people with developmental disabilities. I'm a mom, and in the early years of being a mom, it wasn't easy. I felt very isolated. I felt very alone. I was experiencing depression. We were just in crisis. Literally remember being in the hallway. Our son was crying and didn't know how to communicate what he needed, and I didn't know how to help him. I reached out to my family and said, it's really hard. I don't know how to help our son. My grandma said, well, you just need to go out and help other people. And I said, Grandma, I can barely handle getting through a day, and I don't know how to help my son. I don't know how to help other people. And she said, you will feel stronger and you will find strength in helping other people. Just trust me, Cheryl. And so I did. And so I just started talking to other families and, well, how can we help each other? What kind of resources do we need in the area? From there, she was right. I started feeling stronger. Every day is still a growing, learning process. He's in his 30s now, and we're still learning how to navigate his adult life and to live it to the fullest. But that's what we're here to do for other families, which is super exciting.
That is another one of the most rewarding things, is that when a family has reached that point where they are feeling a little more at ease, they come to our events and they're connecting with other families, and then there's these little side gatherings that they're creating on their own, play dates, coffees with moms, having lunch, and you see these long-term relationships that are happening based on shared experiences or coming together to support one another. It's just a really beautiful thing to see. Not only are the families getting together or the parents getting together alone, the kids are seeing each other at the events and they're seeing each other at school. They're building these friendships. That spark of that friendship, that relationship building started here, and I love to see that blossoming.
We had our farmers market practice.
Yes.
Families were super excited about that because they weren't sure whether their child could handle a regular farmers market. When we were out there, they were looking at vegetables and counting them and shopping for vegetables. Families started feeling more comfortable, like, oh, he does enjoy it. We can go to the farmers market. This is meaningful for us.
It's providing that exposure to something different, identifying what it looks like, per se.
We really offer families a place to feel comfortable and just be themselves and not worry. They can feel at ease no matter what the event, because everyone else has exactly the same lived experience. No one has to worry if a child's having a rough day. We can just share support really naturally and really comfortably to make sure everyone knows that they're not alone. So we're talking about our events being welcoming. We also work to make sure that our communities are welcoming. We provide consultation for community organizations, for community businesses. We've been invited to provide consultation and training for staff, even volunteers, on just how to be welcoming and responsive to people who experience disabilities of all kinds. Another one of the many things that we love to do with our work is to partner with other community organizations and other nonprofits and other governmental entities. We've been doing a lot of emergency care kits with families, emergency preparedness, our Cooking Safely Together series. But what's nice is we don't have all of the barriers. Families don't have to jump through hoops to access our support.
And a lot of the trainings that we offer is really based off of what the needs of our families that are in our organization are asking for. And if we don't have a training already for it, we'll create a training for it.
We provide families with support in navigating educational services and supports, developmental disability services and supports, even into adult life. When looking for employment, we can help families understand the system for vocational rehabilitation, how to access those services, very much supporting families in their advocacy. We've developed really great working relationships with the local school districts in our region. I've been doing special education advocacy for over 25 years. It's something that I enjoy doing, watching families with the proper advocacy support learn how to start requesting those things their child needs, and even empowering the student to request what they need. We do provide direct modeling of advocacy strategies at the meetings when families are going through educational crisis for their child, and in those moments when school's not going well, it's hard to enjoy life to the fullest. We have found that that can be pretty life-changing, the advocacy support.
Families can visit Creating Opportunities at creatingops.org. We have our information and resources, all upcoming trainings and events listed on there. It is available to be translated into Spanish. Families, if they want to contact the support line for Creating Opportunities, there's email and phone. The email is support@creatingops.org. Our phone number is 503-559-0424. You are available to text or leave a voicemail at that number. We also have bilingual staff, so you are also welcome to leave a voicemail in Spanish. Invitamos a todas a las familias en los condados de Marion, Polk y Yamhill. We welcome all families, both English and Spanish speaking, in Marion, Polk, and Yamhill counties to join our family network.